We got to see each other. You go.
We need to explain ourselves.
Oh!
Is that what you were going to say, Bridge? Or?
No, I already forgot that we were supposed to tell them this.
Okay.
In our 3 seconds of just talking.
Yes, listeners, if you clicked on this episode and you also listened to the last episode, you probably realize this is not the sound of music. Which is what we said we were going to do last time.
But there is sound and music.
You know?
I am sorry. Here's what happened. We actually looked for it all over the internet and the dark web even. Nothing. There's nothing for the sound of music. And if you can find it for us, we will take it back and do it. We could not find it. None of us have VHSs or ways to play it. We have no idea how to watch this movie. I am so sorry that I didn't think that through ahead.
Only if you could find it when we can watch it without getting a virus on our computers, because I don't even know.
Want to do that.
But it was not on YouTube like Brave Little Toaster. What are you going to do, you know?
Well, but this episode is another movie, and how did we get to that? Kate, you want to tell that story?
How did we get there? Well, we were panic texting, like, oh God, what should we do? And then, before I even finished editing, Harriet the Spy, give a listen to Harriet, guys, it's a great one. I said, oh, you know, it would be cool. What about, well, first I said Mary Poppins, because we could keep with Julie Andrews and singing. And then I said, wait, what about Wizard of Oz? Because, like, Thanksgiving. Because, like, they play this on TV every Thanksgiving on, I don't even know what channel that is, but it's played somewhere.
Okay.
And then Bridget was like, yeah. And then, guys, I continued editing Harriet the Spy, and I swear to God, our power, our family power kicked in, which isn't really family power. It's more like just forgotten memories. In that episode, I say, gee, Bridget, I thought you were going to recommend Wizard of Oz.
And I also didn't follow the text chain, thought that was real, and then I read your text that said, oh, we just forgot we talked about this. And yeah, I was so confused, but I'm not confused anymore.
You know, we're all confused, but now we're here.
Now we're
gonna go to Oz.
Let's go, baby. Click those ruby slippers, and here we go.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Somewhere but the rainbow.
Do you want to hear a fun fact about that?
I do. Hi, everybody.
It's a personal fun fact. That was the song I sang the one time in my life I auditioned for a musical, and I didn't get it. I'm also not a soprano, so I don't know why I picked that song. Riddle me that. I'm an alto all the way, baby. Anyway,
I should be more supportive of that, but I can
okay.
I can just imagine. I go to laughing because I imagine you auditioning for something, and if somebody's like, "No, you didn't get it," I can imagine you arguing with them on how they're wrong, and then that made me laugh. But I've never done that at all, so you're brave, and it's amazing.
Freshman year of high school. Woo.
Well, we already talked about how we screwed up and got here, and we're in Oz. Okay, the house lifted, we went flying. Let's talk about who we are.
Oh yes, who are we? Will we be? I don't know. A Tin Man, a Tin Lady.
I feel like you're not cowardly, but I get Cowardly Lion vibes from you.
I think I would be the lion because I would he's like kind of aggressive.
I feel like,
but then he's also like, don't yell at me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I get that.
I feel I'm more Tin Man, Scarecrow.
Okay, yeah. You could do a tap dance.
Or Toto.
We'll talk about it. Oh, Toto. All right. Oh, God. We're so... listeners, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're in the tornado. So, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And There's no place like home. No place like home.
I'll get you, my little pretty, and your little dog, too.
Okay, do we have to acknowledge that our mom played the Wicked Witch in her high school musical and she got to melt through the floor? You didn't know that?
I feel like I did, but I didn't remember it.
Yeah.
She melted through the floor?
Yeah, mom melted through the floor, apparently.
So, does that mean just like a big cape went on top of her? Or was her school like fancy and they had like, you know, Anna from Pen 15 directing the stage management?
With the glitter. I don't know, actually. It's a good question. We should ask her. But yeah, the movie's Wizard of Oz, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Didn't make that clear.
1939.
Definitely our oldest movie.
This is it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? This movie rocks.
It is pretty good.
It's a great movie. We all know that, but I don't know if we know that in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now I know, you know?
I do know, and I hope those that were surprised by our pick go back and watch it and remember what we talked about, or they pause it and they say, oh, I'll go do that, and then listen.
Guys, I'm telling you, they play it on, I don't know what channel it's on, but it's on some channel. Also, right now, it's streaming on HBO Max.
Wait, you watched this on HBO Max? I had a bonus. God damn
Bridget!
it. You watched it with my account for free.
You know what? I did watch it with your account, and actually, I literally thought to myself, because I broke it up over 2 days, and I was like, oh no, what if Bridget watches it and I lose my place? But then it was the same place, so I just assumed you watched it long ago.
I did not.
Okay.
Kate, who's doing the synopsis?
Oh, I think it's me.
It's me. Enjoy.
It's me.
I can kick it off. You want to kick off?
Yeah.
After a tornado whisks Kansas farm girl Dorothy to a magical land, she must travel to Emerald City for help in getting back home.
All right. That's not bad. It's a summary, which I will also do with more words. Okay. We have Dorothy. Guys, it's Judy Garland.
Oh my god.
Respect Liza Minnelli's mom, if you did not know. Judy Garland was like...
Oh, there's some sad stuff about
But how old was she? Was she like 18, 19? Like, she was not...
16.
Oh, underage. Oh, dear.
There's very sad stuff with this film.
Yeah. So she's Dorothy, and she lives on a farm in Kansas with Auntie M and whatever the other guy's name is. I don't actually know his name. Now that I say that.
Uncle Henry.
All right. He's really not as important, guys. It's all about Auntie M. She's running the household. She's running the farm.
Why are we aunts and uncles? No one knows.
I only thought of that at the very end, where I was like, is anyone worried about that tornado? Okay. She is kind of like, ho-hum, whatever, live on a farm, blah, blah. But she's a dog named Toto. Guys, this movie would not happen without Toto. In all the good ways, but also a little bit in all the bad ways. So, in all the ways, Toto is kind of like the main character.
Yes.
He's a little scamp, and the movie kicks off because she's like, oh my god, the neighbor, Mrs. Gulch?
Yes.
Yeah. Mrs. Gulch hates Toto, and he, like, got in her garden, and she's gonna, like, take him away. And then Miss Gulch comes over, and she's like, the law is the law, and nobody better look up what the law is, because I'm just taking this dog. And they're like,
she had like a warrant.
I don't even know. Who wrote that, by the way?
The sheriff.
Kansas, what's wrong with you in the 30s?
A lot.
She takes Toto. Toto runs away because literally Toto's like, I can fend for myself, bitches. I'm an independent dog. And then Dorothy's like, I'm gonna run away. But then she meets a mystical man and he's like, no, Dorothy, go home. And she's like, cool, I will. Then there's a tornado. And she gets probably a concussion, most likely. But this kicks off the real plot, which is the tornado lifts the house with Dorothy in it, and it brings her to the magical land of Oz. It's fucking magical because there's color, which the movie up until this point was not color. And I, love that.
Loved it.
It's so cool. And it was really cool watching it on, a nice TV. Because it did look nice still. So she meets a whole bunch of kooky characters. We're in little Munchkin land. They like to sing and wear wear cool costumes. We'll talk about it. And then she finds out, oops, I killed a lady. Sorry. Hit and run, didn't mean it. But it's cool because she gets some ruby slippers. And then the evil witch, Wicked Witch of the West, she's like, you killed my sister, bitch, give me my shoes. She doesn't give her the shoes. The shoes are magic. She gotta go down the yellow brick road. There's not a lot of explanation. Go team. Along the way, she meets a scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion. They're a trip. They go to the Emerald City where there is the wizard, and she's like, I just want to go home. And he's like, well, kill the witch at least, Dorothy. I mean, Jesus. Like, come on now. You already did one. Do another. So she does. She literally commits another manslaughter murder. And then, in the end, I think lessons are learned, perhaps, but we'll talk about it. And then the fucking good witch, in quotation marks, rolls up out of her bubble and says, LOL, you could have gone home whenever. Bye. I was no help. And then Dorothy goes home, and then she's like, home is the best. I'll never leave again. And I was like, I hate this message a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, a little, but maybe not, but I don't know.
Wait to get into it. That was a phenomenal synopsis.
Thank you so much.
I think that was maybe the fastest you've ever done.
Definitely.
1939. I have to say, this entire film feels like you're watching a Broadway play.
Yeah, the sets, the music,
design,
the dancing.
Yep. The lighting.
Mm-hmm.
You can see in the back, it's like literally paper. Like, you know, like Emerald City is like paper.
Mm-hmm.
And so many things I read about how like effed up this movie is, because so Judy Garland was 16. She had done like some other roles, so they somewhat knew who she was, but they actually wanted Shirley Temple for this film.
Oh, that would have been so different.
Because it was kind of meant for like a younger person, like 11, 12-year-old. And when she got the role, so she died, I think, in her 40s. And it was due to kind of like
drugs?
Drug overdose, essentially. Well, she got hooked on drugs from this movie because all these crazy child actors would get like uppers and then like, you know, downers and be like, here's to sleep, here's to be up, work. And it's so, and they also all called her fat. And so she had to be on a crazy diet from like the executives where she barely ate. So she barely ate, got hooked on drugs. By the end of the movie was a drug addict at 16. And then I read things like the Munchkins would like sexually harass her. And well,
I did know that the Munchkins were drunk. There's a whole documentary about the actors who played the Munchkins and how they basically would just get drunk at this one hotel, and the hotel was like, please go somewhere else, please.
Oh my god, I read too that they had a handler that managed all of them because basically they kept arresting the Munchkins.
Well, was the handler doing his job? Also, I don't love the term handler. It sounds weird for humans. But
I'm sorry. A watcher? I don't know. There's a lot of darkness to this movie.
Wait, there was also this streaming show called Cursed Films, and this was one of them.
Yes.
Because there's like a lot of like...
I'll talk through it. Ready? Here's the cursing. Ready?
Yeah.
So first of all, when they're in the field and like the snow comes down, that's asbestos.
Asbestos. Damn it! Not asbestos.
Because it was like fireproof. They used to use it. All of the makeup, you know how they looked like kind of incredible? It was because they were using like extremely toxic makeup. And,
didn't the one Tin Man, there was an original guy who played the actor and he like got hospitalized and that's why we got the Tin Man we have now. Yes. Like what?
Yes.
My God.
And the Wicked Witch of the West, her paint had like metal in it, and during fire scenes got like 2nd and 3rd degree burns. As well as the Cowardly Lion, they used real lion hair.
Ew.
And the costume was so heavy it was close to 100 pounds.
Okay.
So let's just like lay out what's happening. It's like intense, crazy scenes.
What's happening?
People are like, there's drunk, crazy Munchkins. Dorothy's being sexually harassed and told she's fat and becoming a drug addict at 16. And then you have all these adults around her that are like literally ingesting toxins and getting harmed and heading to the hospital. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But the movie is great.
The movie's rated G, but the behind the scenes is rated X.
If you take all that away, it's really a great movie and mesmerizing to watch.
Well, and then there was the, like, not rumor, but, like, urban legend. There's, like, the urban legend that one of the actors who played one of the Munchkins hung himself in the background of the original cut. It's not true. They talked about it in the show. That was, like, literally, like, a fake thing. But like, still, like, creepy and a lot of shit. But, yeah, it's magic, so.
Kate, listen, I get some Young Frankenstein vibes where it's black and white and the entire cast is every person ever on every film, everything just kept going and going. And then they even wrote a note to us and was like, this film is going on for 40 years. Thanks for watching. This is the heart of our hearts. I was like, wow, why don't, like, if we make our movie, Kate, I'd like to actually just put that up there. I'd like to be like, thank you guys for all your support. The first time the film goes out and we just said a love letter.
Like, thanks guys. This has been the heart of your hearts for many years. And by many years, we mean up to 3, probably. And click like, subscribe. Here's our website link. I do love the sepia tone credits. Great. It's a vibe. It's a great day. But then it starts off with Dorothy literally being like, this lady's gonna murder my dog. And I was like, I hate it.
I gotta say, Dorothy has some pros and cons to the personality. But the pro is a dog lover. I mean, she takes care of that Toto.
She does. She doesn't take care of the farm work.
No.
But she takes care of the dog work. So that's a lot of work, I would argue. And basically, Auntie M, Uncle Henry, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other farm workers, like, she keeps going up to all of them, and they're like, we're trying to fucking work, girl. And she's like, but... And then she falls in the pig pen. That's a one-way ticket to death. All right? They're hungry. Don't do it. Would not recommend, guys. Just saying.
It was really obvious with the foreshadowing.
Oh, I did notice that
Dorothy,
this time around. Yeah.
My head's full of straw. Oh, were you just as scared as I was in the pig pen? You don't have courage. I was like, we got it. But it was quick, so it was fine. Because as we learned, the true listeners have learned, my favorite thing came, which, Kate, was a twister. A twister's coming. And they even screamed the word twister. And I was like, Helen Hunt. I mean, it's Bill Paxton. Like, it's happening.
Wait. I'm lost. I don't think we got to the twister yet.
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Gulch didn't even take the dog. We didn't even see the magic wizard guy, Bridge. I'm lost.
I just wanted to talk about Twister.
Okay.
All right, you take it from here.
She sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Mrs. Gulch takes Toto with no authority. I don't care what bullshit papers she has. Toto runs away because he's an independent dog. But I do want to talk about the guy. His name is Professor Marvel.
What does that remind you of? Dinosaurs in the park. What's that show? We did it. We did the dinosaurs.
Oh, we're back?
Dinosaurs?
Professor Screw Eyes. Or
I
the
thought
other
it
guy.
was Marvel. No?
Oh, wait, what?
Dinosaurs we're back. We're back.
Oh God, we did do that. 1993 Best Year for Movies. What was that guy? That was who Walter Cronkite played. He was.
I thought it was Professor
Captain
Marvel.
New Eyes.
I'm sorry.
Captain.
Continue the Wizard of Oz.
Bridge, I was with you though.
Okay,
I was with you. Professor Marvel in the Wizard of Oz is the biggest scammer to ever scam. It actually reminded me of the lady from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where it's like, let me mug this person, low key, but then also scam them out of money, maybe, and get them to like go do something.
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, your aunt's sad, go back. And she's like, all right, here I go. And it's just, it was a little bit of a Catholic guilt trip without the Catholic. Am I right?
You're right.
Okay. Now we're at the Twister Bridge. And quote me on this. I said, call Bill and Joe because we got a Twister.
The effects, not too shabby, 1939.
I am really curious how they did that. That was cool.
Incredible.
Looking. Yeah.
I mean, even the house flying in the air, they like built a miniature house and actually had it flying. It looked great.
Yeah. So I saw this on Broadway. but I was very, very young.
Oh.
And we had really good seats. I think we were in like the second row. And
Whoa.
all I basically remember was when they did the scene with the house, because it was like a little house on a string that was like right above us from the rafters, just spinning around.
And I wish I
remember being like,
you.
whoa, crazy.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
You just went with Mom? Where was I? Why didn't I go with you?
I don't know. Where were you?
I don't know.
I was little. But it's like a core memory.
Listen, you tee up all the people in her Kansas life. When she gets smacked by the window and knocked out, they enter Oz life, but in different ways. And it's fun. And it's like a dream. And we know it's like kind of a dream, but kind of not a dream. And we're just kind of having fun with it. You know, we're like, yeah, let's fly in a tornado. You know, she's in the core.
I do want to also reference that. So Mrs. Gulch, who is the evil neighbor, is the same actress who plays the Wicked Witch of the West. And we see her kind of transform in real time via tornado, which is just so fun.
It's epic.
But she has her iconic music bridge. And and I just like, I feel like every time you and I would ride a bike, you would sing that.
Yes, I would. I continue.
You'd like pedal really fast backwards and like
all the time. That's all. There are so many subtle things from this movie that we say and do today and don't even realize it's from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
No place like home. No place like home. Like there's so many, and that's a perfect example.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Oh my. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
As we're spinning and we're seeing all these kookadoops flying and I think she played this role perfect because she was the right amount of oh my, like she was dramatic, but you also wanted to know what she was gonna say. I don't know. I liked her. It's confusing, but she was also a lot. And when the house stops and she's like, I guess, I don't know, the storm's over.
Yeah.
And the door opens to color. What
amazing
a shot.
It's such a good shot.
Brilliant person was like, we're gonna do this. Loved it.
It's
it is Willy
great.
Wonka. It's like we were talking about it. It's like in 1939. Can you imagine how incredible that was to people? It was like the Avatar of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like the Titanic. I don't even know how to describe it.
All James Cameron movies. You know.
Why can't I think of anything else? But I think what I liked is every great movie, there's purposeful hits and, you know, we keep moving the dialogue and we meet the Good Witch. And the Good Witch, by the way, was like in her 50s. I looked that up.
Oh, really?
Fabulous dress.
She's looking good. She got
Great
those puffy
outfit.
Sleeves like Deb from Napoleon Dynamite, I'll tell you that.
The sparkles, incredible. And I kind of, from a metaphor standpoint, you're right. She was in a bubble, you know? Like metaphorically.
Well.
She's like, ooh, these poor witches. They absolutely terrorize them. Thanks for killing her. I don't do anything as the Good Witch. I just show up in my bubble and then
she's
I
like,
leave.
I'm here for exposition and to stir the witch pot and
like,
put my nose and shit. And
are you a good witch?
You know, they
or
made
bad
a whole
witch?
other musical called Wicked, all about that, honestly. So
now I did see that, and that's a fantastic Broadway show.
Good, love that.
Here's the thing, though. I wish Dorothy was like, I am a witch. We're all witches.
Full moon's coming up in 2 weeks, guys. Get ready.
The fact that we just murder someone and quickly kind of say oopsie feels a little wrong. What do you think? A little wrong?
A little, mainly because we didn't personally know this witch, and the only way we find out that like it's something to celebrate is literally because all the munchkins appear and sing synchronized songs and do synchronized dance. Like they practiced for this day. The moment this woman would die, they had a whole routine ready to go.
Can you imagine you pass on to the next life and all you hear is ding dong, the merry-o, sing it high, sing it low, let them know the wicked witch. And then I never paid attention to this until I was an adult. But all the like, we represent the lollipop, they go through all those things. And they're like, we need to double check. She's actually dead.
Oh my God, the coroner!
The coroner shows up and he's like, unequivocally, she's absolutely, totally, pooply dead. I was like, what? What did you do? Did you, like, go under the... I don't know. It seems creepy.
All I know is the coroner had the best hat. It was so big. It could have been a bed for another munchkin on top of his head. It was incredible.
How do we feel about the munchkins? Is this not good? Do we not like this? How do we feel about this? It's just, I felt like they were exploited a little bit. And I felt like bad for the fact that, you know, it's like the idea of like, oh, if you're a little person, you could only play these roles, right? It's not like Game of Thrones where you get to like actually play a character. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, when else in 1939 are y'all getting roles like that? But also it's just, you know, it felt a little... Ugh.
I think also, like, the munchkins of all the characters, they're very, like, infantized.
Yes.
Like, there were some where I was like, you're a grown adult, but you're wearing, like, a baby bonnet. And
I hated it.
That's weird.
I hated it, and it's, like, why I think Shirley Temple's a little creepy now is, like, I don't know, just, like, everybody wanting everyone to be, like, little babies, and I don't know. It's just...
I did like
gross.
The flower pot hats as well, though. Those are a vibe. I'd buy one. But that's where I'll stop with the...
Well, and I think that's where I got, like, Willy Wonka vibes, is I was like, we're in a mystical land, and there's a bunch of little people, and is this bad? You know, it's like, I don't know if this is good. However, after the song about someone being dead happens, the Wicked Witch of the West shows up, and it's like, you killed my sister. Kate, if this was me, I would flatten that house, Dorothy, the munchkins.
Everyone's on fire.
They're done. I'd be like, I know there's toxic paint in all of your outfits.
Yep.
You're done.
Everyone's
You're done.
exploding.
Your bubble? I'm popping your bubble.
I thought the same thing, and I also thought it was so funny that she was more concerned about, like, the fucking shoes. Like, she's like,
horrible.
Oh, she's dead. Anyway, let me get those shoes, girl, because they are awesome. I hate when they show the shoes like disappear and the little legs curl up and nobody screams bloody murder. And that's probably the most unrealistic part of this entire film is that moment, because that is nightmare fuel.
Well,
so scary.
I have a dumb question. When Galinda's like, oh, well, wouldn't you like to take those ruby slippers? And she's like, yes, I should go get them. Then it somehow ends up on Dorothy's feet. Did Galinda put them on Dorothy, or is Dorothy actually a fun witch? And she's like, oopsie, now I have slippers. How'd they get to Dorothy?
I don't know, Bridge, but I wouldn't be surprised if Galinda pulled the old switcheroo. Because she is such a potster.
She is sneaky,
She was like, ooh, Dorothy, she can't hurt you. Ha ha ha, LOL. Isn't this funny? Let's point and laugh at the girl who just lost her kin. Let's do it. No empathy for having your sister body be there and everyone sing a song about how she's dead. Well, now her body curled up, and I don't know where it curled to, and we'll never know, and the coroner doesn't care because he already did his job.
Isn't it crazy, out of all the people the house landed on, all those little people, the one witch?
You think it was like a setup, like conspiracy theory?
I don't know.
Is Galinda behind it all?
I think so.
You know what?
Then I think, so first of all, it was the right amount of time, because I was like, I don't know how I feel about the Munchkins. The songs are a lot. Okay, witch is here, witch is there, Bubble's gone. We talk about the Yellow Brick Road.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Why?
Who laid these bricks?
Why are we...
That's what I want to know.
Why are we starting here? How do they know the house will land there? Who created these?
Who laid these bricks?
I also really like that Galinda just ignores everything Dorothy said. She's like, did you bring your broom? It's a long way. I'm like, she's not a witch.
She literally told you. Already. Jesus.
What is that witch movie we did that wasn't too long ago? The TV special thing?
Oh, Halloween Town?
Halloween Town. I feel like we needed some, who was the woman in the mom or the grandma? Who was that?
Debbie Reynolds?
I wish Debbie Reynolds would have rolled up and been like, Dorothy, here's the broom. Just bypass
She would have been like,
all these
I bought it at
guys.
the 99-cent store. Don't talk to that weird kid Luke. He sucks.
He's the worst.
Oh my god.
So we skipped Daddle onto the Yellow Brick Road, and she's left alone. The Munchkins are like, bye, thanks for killing our evil dictator.
Yeah, they're like, we do have a horse and cart, but See ya.
See
We're
ya.
keeping those.
You're not getting that. And,
You better
and
hope
Toto's like, it's ride or die with Dorothy. Let's do this. We get to meet each one of the characters that have become lifelong Halloween costumes forever.
Yeah.
The first being Scarecrow.
Dorothy is a little too chill that he's speaking. Just a little bit.
I think there's a missed opportunity to have made Scarecrow the cowardly one because he's scared. No?
You know, that would have made more sense.
Right?
Probably. I wondered if the brain thing, because he gives off such, like, I'm a drunk dude vibes.
Yeah.
He's like a Gumby, like, all over the place. I'm like, you can't even fucking skip down the Yellow Brick Road, so you're slowing us down. Like, if we're in a race, our time's getting longer because of you.
So
I was like, is that part of it? Like, it's like a drunk? Are we, like, connecting it to being drunk? Like, I don't have a brain, so LOL, I can't walk? I don't know.
I don't know. I did like him the most out of the three.
No, he was cool. And hey, when men can admit they're dumb, I gotta appreciate that. You gotta give some kudos to that self-awareness.
80% of listeners, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Brian,
okay.
Todd, Matt.
It's okay to say you're dumb,
Jason.
guys. If you are, it's all right.
Well, I think I told you I watched this patriarchal rant about how us as women,
you did.
Some serious woman, and I was like, "This is bizarre."
Was it me in a wig? Oh no!
I think it was you, Kate.
Damn it!
She was like, women, because you get on an algorithm and you're like, God, life's crazy. She's like, women, we're not doing the Dorothy thing. We're not picking up men who need help, stopping our journey, making their lives better, bringing them to the Emerald Castle, stopping what we're doing to help a bunch of men. And I was like, that's kind of interesting.
That's a perspective.
So I had to share that, and here we are.
That's funny, because I feel like there was more patriarchy, like, at the end of the movie than all the other parts. But, honestly, though, if I were her, I might have picked up some people along the way, too.
I'd want a friend. I'd be honest.
To myself, if anything, I can lift and throw the Scarecrow. Like, like, might need a distraction.
I have to say, as a
I
woman, if I'm on my journey to the Emerald City and they're like, hey, can I join you? I do size men up. I'm like, if I could take you, you're coming. If you could take me, you're not invited.
That's
you're
just like self-preservation, yeah.
Exactly. And we're like, well, the Scarecrow's kind of hopping and bopping, and we get him there, and then we meet the Tin Man.
We meet the Tin Man because they've come across apple trees, and Dorothy's like, what a great time for an apple! Wow! And then the apple tree's like, don't fucking touch my shit! And I was like, you know what? They're right. And then somehow it leads to the trees throwing apples. And then that's how Dorothy finds the Tin Man. This is the part of the movie where every scene there is a random exotic bird in the background.
There was like so a
literal emu.
Okay.
I was like,
Googling
whose
this.
bird is that? Somebody get it on a leash. Jesus.
I'm so happy you brought this up. I paused the film and zoomed in and I was like, is that a toucan?
There was a toucan! A fucking toucan! We didn't even have any other normal birds. It was toucan and like exotic crane from Japan or something crazy. I don't even know.
I'm reading this. They let loose from the Los Angeles Zoo a bunch of birds.
What? Where were those handlers, guys? Oh my god!
It's so funny you brought that up because I was so distracted by it. I was like, what in the goddamn world is happening here? But the Tin Man just needs a little oil and he gets all kind of loosey-goosey and then he's like, I don't have a heart. I was like, bro, you need help with this oil. This
is another part where I was like, the heart, I don't know, I guess tin is hollow, so sure, but metaphorically, like, he's not like a dick, because like when we call people heartless, it's because they're dicks. Like, he's not a dick.
And it's not like he's pining to be in love with someone but feels nothing. Like, where's Tin Man's backstory?
That's the question of the hour.
I liked him though. Like, because that little dance. He won me over when he did his little dance and he was toot toot.
He literally does
his
a tap dance.
A smoke came out of his cap.
It was probably real smoke,
smoldering
on top of his head illegally, but
I've got
it's
it.
fine.
I've got it. This is why we all love this film. It's the same reason we love Broadway. Just when we're like, this doesn't make sense, they're like, do da da dee da 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 dee da la da da da.
Gotta have a gimmick if you want to win it.
Some lights and I have toxic paints. Do 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 do. It won me over, and I thought this is super fun. Let's keep skipping.
Well, they don't skip very far because then the witch appears on a random roof.
Wow.
There's still birds in the background, don't worry. And she just, like, threatens Dorothy and then throws fire. And then the Tin Man puts it out with his hat. And then she's like, see ya. And she leaves.
I gotta tell you, she wasn't good at being wicked.
Wasn't good plans. I think she's confused about what to do.
She really didn't know how to...
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
You know, like old school Zelda, when you're trying to play the game and they're like, oh no, the evil guy. And like the evil guy is like, you just have to go to the left and you beat him. Like, that's her.
Yeah.
Not great. Not great at her job. But she did just lose her sister, you know?
I guess, but you think she just immediately disappeared and then went home and was like, so sad.
Like, I didn't even get her shoes.
I'd like that deleted scene, honestly. Give a little more of that. But anyway, now we're in some scary woods, and this is where we meet the lion.
What a jerk. I forgot about his little mean intro.
He's such a fucking bully. I literally said, I was like, this is like a fight kids would have in my school, that I would be like, what? Guys! Like, stop threatening to beat each other up. Like,
but here's the thing. That's not who his real character is. That's what was annoying, is our intro to him doesn't at all describe who he is the rest of the film. The rest of the film, he's either like, you know, silly and cute and cuddly and, you know, like scared, but also loud when he needs to be.
Yeah. And Dorothy like slaps him.
Yo.
And from then on, he's crying every 2 seconds. And I was like, this, again, is the children in my life.
I'm so sorry. Do you need to talk about it?
No.
Okay. Here's the
don't.
thing, though. All of the costumes. Listen, I understand it's toxic. I understand the lighting was by the way, the Wicked Witch of the West, as we talked about, burnt her face off.
Yeah.
From the metal in her paint.
She caught on fire too, I think, from one of the like broom stunts.
Yeah. And as I'm reading this, I'm like, this is horrible. But then as I watch it, I'm like, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that lion costume with real lion hair, amazing. The Tin Man with metal paint, amazing. Like, the wardrobe choices, I mean, I know it's bad to say, but it's incredible. Still, from 1939?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing.
The lion tail, too, was like, it seemed kind of sentient. I was like, what? How'd you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. Magic.
Magic is the wizard.
She's the witch.
Well, we're off to see the wizard.
Oh, Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The only time it looked bad was when they showed the picture of Emerald City, and I was like, that looks lame. Asbestos comes and it kills them. La da 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 da. And then we got on the big doors. I kind of, again, go back to Young Frankenstein. I felt really big, giant doors. I was like, this seems cool. I'm excited. What's Emerald City like?
Big giant door bell.
Big
and I don't know why we need doors in a city, but it's fucking fine, first of all. Second of all, it's a little culty, all right?
Oh.
We got matching colors. We have a wizard who's up top. Woo,
wow.
We listen to everything he says.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like, I don't know
God.
if I love what we're doing here, guys.
Oh, God,
Blink
you're
twice
right.
if you need help.
You're right. And he admits later, he's like, yeah, I just kind of like landed here and then everyone just listened to me.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
No! It's still a cold start. The Kool-Aid's coming. Watch out. Yeah, it's weird. Also, do you think they painted the horse with toxic paint colors?
No, I read that. They
Thank
fought
God.
against that and they used Jell-O.
Oh. That's some colorful Jell-O.
They used Jell-O.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
I know.
I bet the horse didn't hate that because that's like.
But
that's
I laughed that they were like, absolutely not. Are you painting a horse? All of the Munchkins are drunk and being arrested. They're sexually harassing Dorothy. We're giving her a diet. She's now hooked on painkillers, but not the horse paint.
Leave the horse out of it.
where we draw the line. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh God, it's a lot. They got a free spa treatment too when they went there. I was like, that's pretty nice. I want that.
That seemed very fun. And it was the type of spa treatment where you got to sing. And I've always wanted that.
I don't, but I respect you and your choices.
Great.
But Bridge, we can't be happy for too long in this movie because
No, we can't.
Just as we get our makeover and we're like la-di-da-di-doo-doo-doo, skippity-doo-doo-doo, the Wicked Witch explodes into the sky, does Guinness Book of World Record writing in the sky, and she writes, "Surrender, Dorothy," and Bridge, I'm gonna go into your memory banks. I wish I got a dad quote for this, because I feel like he wouldn't quote this part, but I feel like he, you know how sometimes he just does his trivia, he does this random movie trivia.
Yes,
this is one of the trivia questions he'll ask. He'll say, "What did the Wicked Witch write in the sky with her broom?" And the answer, guys, is "Surrender, Dorothy." So if you ever come across our dad and he happens to ask you that, there you go.
Bonus points. Was it capital or lowercase letters?
And then our bonus point would be like, was there punctuation? There was not.
I'm sorry I went to like Turbo Man and just the Wicked Witch like flying on her broomstick.
It's turbo time.
As fast as
wow,
possible.
Somebody cut that audio from Jingle All the Way and put it to the Wicked Witch flying, please.
Oh my God,
turbo
time. Wow. Oh man.
That's so good.
Here's the thing.
Oh my God.
Then the whole town is like, who are you all? What's happening? And they're like, that's Dorothy. Dorothy in the sky is Dorothy. And everyone's like, oh, who's Dorothy? Ooh. And then the wizard's like, fine. If you're Dorothy, I'll let you in and we'll talk. Okay. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Are they afraid of the witch? Like, they kind of, like, seem fine.
The whys do start to mount here because even before this, the lion, of all characters, gets a second song? What is the point? It's like him being like, I wish I was a king. And I'm like, yeah, me fucking too, bro. I wish I hit the lottery, but I'm not going to sing about it now. Jesus. Focus, brother. So I don't really know about that, but yeah, then we go see the wizard.
Oh my God.
There's so much happening.
But the wizard says something fascinating, which is basically like, Dorothy, you're already a murderer. You gotta double down.
Honestly.
And take out the Wicked Witch in the West.
He's like, I'm gonna outsource what I should have done.
Absolutely.
So you go do it. And yeah.
He's like,
get out there.
Now that people want to know who Dorothy is because they're messing up my sky, go clean this up. Go get a broom.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And they're just like,
scene.
Okay, that's safe and normal. And here we go. And they go to another forest that is also a dark forest. And we do also have birds, guys, but these are robot birds. I don't know. I guess we lost our contract with the zoo and the real birds had to go home. I'm not sure.
They flew away. Absolutely.
They probably fucking ran off like Toto. Let's be real.
The signs that were like, don't go this way. I was like, did the Munchkins make this? Like, what?
Why would the Munchkins make that?
It just feels like it was written by, like, drunk people.
Oh.
So, here's the thing. I love the action part. I love...
The monkeys, the flying monkeys.
Well, I love the fact that it kind of gave me some Mordor vibes. It was like, how are we going to get in? How are we going to do this? How are we going to get this crazy broom? How are we going to put the ring in the eye of Sauron?
And like Lord of the Rings, they didn't really have a step-by-step plan, A to Z. It was kind of like, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. And they somehow do figure it out. They mask as the guards, go get Dorothy.
Yep.
Then when they're like, oh no, your plot's figured out, they do a crazy like heist where the chandelier falls.
Oh my God.
And then they run away.
It was so Ocean's 11.
It was out of control. And then the witch was like, listen, I'm just gonna, first of all, I thought this was a crazy move by her. You burn your own broom to like scare people? Like, why would you mess with your broom?
She could throw fire. We already saw her do that earlier.
But why wouldn't she just use her hand? But anyway, she burned her broom. So she's very obsessed with lighting Scarecrow on fire. And Dorothy comes in to save the day. And little do we know that her kryptonite is water.
Yeah.
I'm melting. Oh, what a world. What a world.
That's where our mom went through the floor, right at that moment. Yeah. And then the fucking best part is she dies, like, it's not graphic, but it's kind of, like, for a little kid, that could be a little scary, maybe.
Yeah.
And the first reaction is a random guard being like, she's dead! That's awesome! Hooray! And I was like, what?
Damn.
Sir, were you, did you need to blink twice for help? Oh my.
These witches were not popular.
No. The guards needed a union, okay? That's the lesson for us all.
I'll give them a little more credit. They did not sing a song about her dying.
They didn't have a prepared song and dance number for this death, yeah.
Also, Dorothy is so sly. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I was just putting out the fire. I just got swept up in a tornado. I didn't mean to murder everybody and be a serial killer. I didn't mean it.
She murdered everyone.
She murdered everyone.
It's that white girl privilege,
she is
tell ya.
the fucking Ted Bundy
Jesus.
of Oz. And here's the thing. Then the wizard is like, whoa, you actually got this broom. And I felt like he was really rude. He didn't give him the time of day. And we know it was because he was making shit up, Kate.
Yeah.
Who's the hero? Who's the hero of the film? Say it once, say it again. It's
Toto.
Why
Toto's
is he the
like,
hero?
guys, you're fucking dumb. Look behind
Yeah.
this curtain.
Yeah.
Why do I have
He's
to
right
do
there.
everything?
Yeah.
I'm Toto, and I'm Toto tired from all the work, and my back hurts from carrying the team.
Woo!
Yeah, and the guy, it's the same guy who was the Professor Marvel in the beginning. Cool, I don't know. And then now that he's been outed, they're all like, we came here for this. And he just starts
I don't
grabbing random shit.
I don't know how he did it.
Monologuing about nothing and giving them basically junk gifts. And
this is like
somehow this
participation
works.
trophies.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave them fake degrees. The Scarecrow got a doctorate in thinkology.
Why did he have a random degree laying about?
The creativity to think of these things was amazing. But there was beautiful messaging, and this seems, I don't know, you in the beginning you kind of alluded to you didn't love it. But it kind of, the messaging was like, you had it in you all along.
That I don't hate. That's nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I think it was the part where, so Galinda, guys, because she's like, oh yeah, I'm here too. Ha ha ha, here I come to be annoying. She fucking comes, because the wizard's like, yeah, Dorothy, I'll take you home. I have a hot air balloon.
What?
Don't ask questions, Dorothy. I just decided right now I'll go home, I suppose. Get in here, bitch. But Toto's like, no, Dorothy, that's a stupid way to go home. Let's jump out and go over here. So Dorothy goes out. She misses the balloon.
Oh boy.
Fine.
Dramatic.
And this is where Galinda's like, hey girl, don't worry, I'm here. By the way, you could have gone home whenever the fuck you wanted. But I like to stir the pot. She would, you know what show Galinda would have been on in the mid-2000s?
I'm here for it. What is it? What is it?
I feel like she would have been on like Flavor of Love or something.
Yeah!
Like something just so ridiculous, where she's like getting time to talk to the camera and being like, yeah, I told that bitch she could have gone home whenever she wanted.
Oh my god.
Afterward.
She is New York on Flavor of Love.
Spitting on pumpkin when people don't forget.
Wow.
The thing that Dorothy says that I didn't like, or I didn't love, I should say, because then Galinda's like, what did you learn, Dorothy? And Dorothy was like, I learned that I should never, like, leave where I am, basically. And I don't remember the exact words, but it was basically along the lines of, like, I got to appreciate what I got, which I'm like, that's nice. But the way she says it makes it sound like I should never leave my house. And I should always stay working on a farm and being a lady person. And I was like, is this the patriarchy? Is this the patriarchy message where it's like, women, don't ever leave. Remember what happened to Dorothy when she left? She had to deal with a lot of shit. Is that gonna be you? Women, stay on the farm.
You know,
I don't know.
There's no place like home as long as someone else is cleaning and cooking and
having babies. And then also raising the babies. Yep.
Yeah, and letting us watch Wizard of Oz when we want.
And then when she goes home, which is really just her waking up from her inevitable concussion, all the people are there, and she's like, guys, I had this like crazy dream, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there. And all the guys are like snickering swearing at her. And they're like, oh, this bitch, she crazy. And I was like, don't laugh at her, okay? Leave her alone.
She gave you a brain and you a heart. By the way, it's kind of hilarious. Imagine if I woke up and I was like, hey, Mom, Dad, I had a dream. Dad, you didn't have a brain. Mom, you had no heart. I helped you do it. Did it work?
And then you're just clutching Penny like, oh, Penny, no place like home.
Like, thank God Penny's here.
Penny would have opened the curtain to the wizard. That would have been the first thing she did.
Absolutely. Sniffing for treats. Now that I'm listening to us talk about it, it doesn't sound like we loved it as much, but I loved it.
No, I do like it. It's just, I thought it was,
it's silly.
There are parts that are not supposed to be silly that are silly, but they don't ruin it.
They don't ruin it, and I think if you love Broadway, you love this.
Yeah.
It's Broadway.
It is Broadway.
It's Broadway without being like, you know how like the live action films, I'm like, ugh, I want it to be a movie, It did this. Yeah. This is it. This is the secret.
And there's been so many Wizard of Oz type spin-offs. We already talked about Wicked. Wicked's still on Broadway. Oh my God, The Wiz. I love The Wiz. He's on down the road.
Here's the thing. You gotta read, and I am a broken record, Roger Ebert's review of this film. It's so beautiful because, and I want to talk about it very quickly. It does talk about how this film reaches a lot of different people, because as a child, we have all felt like too scared to leave home or can't do things on your own. And it's like the passage of time where you have to grow up and be out. All of a sudden you enter a new world and you're by yourself and you got to figure it out and challenges happen. And if you read it, it's so sweet that when you look at it that way, it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
We just now know about all the other bad shit of it. So, we added that flavor to it. Or Flavor Flav, as you say.
Listen, season 400 or whatever, because he's still single. We'll put Glinda on there.
That clock, I don't know what's going on with that. Here's the thing. Watch it or don't watch it. I watch it.
I would watch it.
I would watch it alone, by myself, randomly, bing, bang, boom.
Are you going to show it to Kate one day?
She was watching it with me.
Was she like...
Well, I was like, is this bad? Is she too young for this? She loved it. She was giggling. Yeah, I don't know if she was actually paying attention, but here we are. We did it.
We did it.
We made it to the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, with no fucking help from Munchkin. It's my pick, Bridge.
Oh, God.
All right.
Is there a way to watch the film? Is all I have a question for.
Let me look up the film first and foremost. Okay, I am seeing that it is streaming. Bridget! I didn't even plan this, but this is from 1993!
The best
year for movies! Wow, that wasn't
real?
Even a factor. And I really didn't know that. And, I mean, my theory, it's just like...
It's
guys,
not a theory. It's
every
facts.
fucking time, it's coming more true. Alright, the next episode will be the last episode in the month of November. No, it's not a nostalgic happy hour, because I can't think of one for us to do. So this is an actual nostalgic movie.
Okay.
And it's been a minute, Bridge, and I feel like you commented on this before, but I am doing a sports movie.
Wow, you pick all the sports
I know.
movies.
You do. I feel like you say that, and I don't know. I'm not like a huge sports lover, but I think I just like to mix up the genre.
Oh, yeah, you're on top of that. I am not.
The last sports movie we did, well,
Miracle?
I want to say it was A League of Their Own, but I also am seeing Surf Ninjas, and does that count as a sport? You decide. Anywho, okay.
We've done a lot of movies.
All right, a 1993
sorry.
sports movie. It's about football.
We've
Specifically,
done Little Giants.
College football. It is rated PG. This is classified as a biography drama sport.
Rudy! Are you gonna make me cry? Are you gonna make me cry?
I guess. Wait, how did you know it was
this
Rudy?
is a great one, because we have a Wicked Witch of the West and East connected brain.
Wow, which one am I? Am I getting hit with the house? I'm scared.
Oh, I don't know.
This is described as Rudy has always been told that he's too small to play college football, but he is determined to overcome the odds and fulfill his dream of playing for Notre Dame.
I feel the feels. Because Sam the Brave is the best friend.
Sam the Brave, who I did see informally at Comic-Con, and I took an illegal photo from afar. He looks great. Love him.
Actors play themselves. And between Goonies to Sam the Brave to Rudy, you gotta just think he's a rock star.
I was like, I don't know if that word is correct.
He's a great guy. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Jon Favreau is in this, who is now a very famous director. He directed like the Iron Man movies. He was in Elf. He directed Elf too.
Wow.
Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest. I feel like all I really remember from this movie is where they cheer Rudy's name. And that's kind of all I got.
You're going to cry.
I'm excited.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm sure it'll come back to me when we talk about it. I think the reason I don't pick sports films is because I watched them too much as a kid. But Dad would put this on, and he would say, now, you know me as the, like, college lacrosse player.
Yeah.
But for most of my athletic youth, I rode the bench a lot. And so he would play this movie and he'd be like, Bridget, sit down. I want you to watch this movie. And I was like, I don't know if this is offensive or inspirational, Dad, but I'm here for it. And so he would make me watch this movie. And I don't know, I think subliminally he was like, you could be Rudy. And I was
Bridget,
like,
Bridget.
But I was like, but Rudy doesn't play. That sounds sad.
That's the point of the movie.
But that's the point. And it was meant to be, he persevered, So I feel like I'm going to cry and get emotional.
You know what? Let's get emotional. I kind of was just thinking of like, yay, football in November.
Okay.
But yeah, let's cry also, because that's okay to do.
Oh my God, when he memorizes the speech and he holds up the gold helmet in the locker room. Are you ready for this?
I don't know anything.
We're going to take him inside and outside. We're going to take him this way. We're going to score.
All right.
All the way to the top.
Maybe I'll know the speech by then. Probably not, but we'll see.
All right.
Well, Bridge.
Yeah.
I just want to say, if some fucking bitch dropped a house on you and took your shoes and your legs curled up, I'd kill everybody. Sorry, I didn't have any more build up. I'm just copy pasting what you said before. That's what I would do. Because I love you, and I would be so angry, sad, and I don't have time to fuck around. Everybody's dying.
I would go back the last, what feels like 7,000 years we've been doing this podcast. And I would study every horror movie you've ever made me watch, and then I would just massacre everybody in that way.
All right.
And I would also maybe spell something wrong and surrender Dorothy so Dad could have his trivia wrong, and just you and I could giggle.
The trivia questions wrong. Oh, God.
For you.
Listeners, if you also would burn down the village, I don't know, if your sibling died, as you should, metaphorically, okay? Don't quote me in court on this. And if you think that, I guess that's an okay trivia question, Dad, but like, do people not know that, really? Like, I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe that's tricky for some people.
Let us know. Do you know it?
Did you know the answer to the trivia question? Write it down. And if you think that this is a very wholesome movie and like, when the color comes in, it's just like, it's magic. It's beautiful.
It's magic.
If you think all that, you should write us a review. We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts along with some other podcasting apps. I thought you froze, but I guess you didn't.
Oh, no, I'm just standing still.
Gotcha. We also have a website, sisterswho'seenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there's a form you can fill out, put your request, goes on a list, and then we look at the list sometimes, and we'll do it eventually.
We'll definitely do it.
Listeners, look on the calendar. December's coming up. 'Tis the month of holiday festivities and shit. Winter time. All right? So get your recommendations in there.
I want some serious ones.
Yeah, we need some good ones. All right? So check that out. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
Buy us coffee. Woo. Which is money.
Woo.
Or merchandise. Which is not money. It's things that you pay with money. Woo. And then you get a thing.
Yep.
I haven't been on that in a while to do designs, but the old ones are great.
They are great.
Check them out. See what you think. I think they're funny, and the holidays are coming up, so get your presents early.
Get your sisters who's seen it gifts. That'd be our song for the commercial if we had one.
We're off to buy
see the merchandise.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, so check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right, well, we'll see y'all next week for Rudy. See you there.
Bye-bye. I love
Bye-bye.
you.
I love you. Love you, Toto. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.